Hello, friends. This is Ella, your friendly advisor in Ireland. Hope you are having a great weekend. In this video, I'm going to talk about Citizenship Scorecard. I'm not going to talk about the entire process, but I'll be running through the scorecard and how you can arrange those documents if you think you are short on the points. This is a new process for citizenship, and I advise everyone who is watching this video, even if you're not close to citizenship, try to have these documents in order so that your life is easy, because the scorecard requires you to have documents for over the years, and these documents can vary from a utility bill to P60s and P21s. So if you're watching this video, along with this video, try to look at the documents that you can have and try to arrange them now, and make sure that for next year or for this year, you do have all the documents in place. Without further ado, let's just dive in. I'll be showing you a scorecard, which you get when you are, making the citizenship application. And there are two things in this. One, proof of identity. The other thing is proof of residency. Uh, as a person who is applying for citizenship, you are required to show at least 150 points per year for proof of identity as well as for proof of residency. So in total, 300 points, but 150 for each. For me, proof of identity looked very easy, because if you have your genuine passport in date, which is the case of 95% of the people out there, you get 150 points right away and you're good. But if you want to build on, you can have uh, from home country national identity would be voter ID, right? You can use your voter ID, give it there, so that will become 200 points. Each one of us has IRP card, so that adds 25 points, and we have PPS number right from the start, so that'll add 25 points. If you really want to add some more and you have the driving license, it's not as easy to get driving license, but if you got it, you can add another 10 points there. That will lead to 260. But if you have your national passport in date when you're applying for citizenship, you're good. One single document, you're good. But the problem is, with proof of residency, on the right, if you see, I'm trying to make, table for myself. I'll go through that later. But first, let me go through what we have on the proof of residency documents list, right? It says, for a standard adult. I'm making this video for standard as adult, not for refugee, not for other people. The reason being, it's most of us who are applying for this would be a standard adult, and rarely a spouse of Irish national if you are an immigrant, right? So for a standard adult, if you are P60, it adds 70 points. Now, let's say you're on critical skills in year 2019, and you got P60 for that year, or employment detail summary. If it is from 2019 onwards, they named it as employment detail summary. That will give you 70 points. To get this document, earlier P60 was provided by the employer, but from 2019 onwards, revenue.ie has given you the facility to download the document. So if you are there watching this video, download it right away, because you get this facility for last 4 years, and this year included 5. So don't miss this opportunity to download. Yeah, you can still write to them when you ask request for document, but I would suggest you to, do it right away, download them, and have less hassle when doing your application. So that gives you 70 points, right, out of 150. But imagine if your wife is not working, right? In that case, it becomes difficult to have the employment detail summary, but you still can go for notice of assessments. That would be, if you're doing tax assessment, joint assessment, you get P21 on each other's name, uh, you know, and some of the employment detail summaries also do have the spouse's name on them, even if they are not working. But I have to check that, but I think so. So that gives you 70 points. So each one of you, any immigrant who is a standard guy who has come here, they would have this. So 70 points gone. Now look for 80, right? Department of Social Welfare annual assessment. If you were seeking job seeker benefit and things like that, you may get it, but if not, you may not, right? So that's gone in a way. The next one is current bank account statements for each of the years annually, at least 6 consecutive months. But if you see the notes, must record a minimum of 3 POS transactions per month. I'm assuming these transactions to be an average, uh, or if they are adamant that there should be three in transactions, most of us would have. But look at cases in spouses, right? One spouse maybe paying for everything. The other spouse may be just saving the money for house purchase, for sending to India. So the other spouse may not have any transactions on their bank statements unless they go to office. Sadly, for last 1.5 year, we're all home, and most of the people were either spending from the joint accounts or were spending from one of the spouses' debit cards. This happens maybe because of cultural reasons or traditions, or it just makes it easy to spend money from one account rather than multiple accounts. So here, a lot of people may have problem, right? One of the spouses, if you're a single guy, no, but one of the spouses, and some of the people uses Revolut account and all for all the expenses, right? It doesn't really say anything about Revolut. Revolut is not a account, current bank account for us. You can still have a Revolut account, but most of us, Revolut bank account, but most of us, it's just an account, a payment system to pay people, to pay for services, to pay for products. So I have this, 50 points, like because I've been spending online, but my wife may not have it. So we are looking to try to make it an average. Uh, but I'm not sure if the government agrees. If it does not, my wife will be losing 50 points there. So she'll still have 80 points to fill. Whereas me, 70 plus 50, 120, I'll have only 30 points to fill. So that's another crazy thing. Let's just go with my wife's case or anyone's partner's case. Let's just say they are looking for 80 points. Now they're done with the first section. Come down to mortgage statement. Most of the immigrants buy a house in third year, fourth year, second year. Some people buy in first year by getting some money from India or whatever. For them, they're okay. Mortgage statement starts right from the start. Whereas for most people, it doesn't. It starts from third year. So from third year on, third year or let's say fourth year for this matter, from fourth year on, you'll have 50 points there, 80 minus 50, you need to fill only 30. But for first 2 or first 3 years, you still need to fill 80. So let's just take the worst case, 80. So mortgage statement, no. Rental agreement. Luckily, from my student days, I always got rental agreement on my name. I had the copies, scanned copies as well as original copies with me. And luckily, I keep adding my spouse's name on this. But there are people who do not. For them, it's still 80 points. Whereas for me, 50 points are done and only 30 points are left for my spouses or partners points to fill. Let's just still go with the worst case scenario of 80 points and rental is done. Credit card statements. I am totally against credit cards, but there are people who might have credit cards, but let's go with worst case scenario of the person not having a credit card. So there's still 80 points to fill. Primary school attendance record, that's not applicable for us and may not be applicable for most of the people. Third college attendance, that will add 25, but that is very stupid. Your grad visa or your student visa is not eligible towards your citizenship, but they want these points. So this will be helpful for only people who already are here working on valid permits towards citizenship, and they had a third level that will add 25 points. But most of the people, I don't think so. Doctor attendance record, this will definitely help. Here they're not very exactly sure about how many months, how many things like that. I'm guessing, if you go from 2019 once a year in each of those years, it should be okay. But nothing is here. But let's just say you did not visit hospital, fingers crossed, but you're lucky enough not to, you're still left with 80 points to fill. And then medical practitioner employment history summary. That's not for us. It's just for medical practitioners who work with HSC or voluntary hospitals. Property tax proof of payment. It only starts when you have an house, right? For first 2 years or 3 years, you may not. So this is not valid. You're still 80 points to fill. Car tax proof of payment. You only start this when you own the car and start do it. Let's just say, even if you do from second year onwards, you're still left with 80 points in the first year to fill. TVA license, I pay TV license. Luckily, that adds 10 points. But again, after I owned house, I was paying this. 80 points still left. Dog or fishing license, we never do that, right? Next, electric supplier, even bills, right? A lot of people I know, they do not have, they live in shared accommodation and they do not pay bills. They pay bills, but none of the bills are in their name. And my made sure, I mean, you can add as many names as possible to the bills, right? And I always got myself added to the bills, and I have points from student days, whereas a lot of people may not have this 10 points too. Gas supply, they may not have it. Medical insurance, when you come as a student, you would have it. When you apply for IRP, you should, but sometimes they approve visas even without medical insurance, right? Let's say, for namesake, everyone has medical insurance. You're still left with 70 points to fill. Home or car insurance bills, they come much later. So if you are here working as a single person at the start, you basically have a 70 points here and 50 points, 120, and you can make it 150. If you have a rental agreement, you're good there. But you are here with your partner and your partner doesn't work, or even if she works, only one of them spends money and you don't own a house, then it's very impossible to hit 150 points. So the remedy is, most of us will be losing points around rental agreement. If you have stayed with in a maybe rented room relief, or in a single room or with friends, there was a contract, get your name added or reach out to the landlord to have a new document. And you need to explain this to citizenship, definitely, because why is it future dated, or you leave there in 2019, but why is this signed in 2022? But yeah, if you give an explanation and try to put in some kind of connection, they might agree. Otherwise, you'll be struggling to make 150 points. Luckily, in my case and in my partner's case, we were able to make 150 points year on year from the start, through various documents. From third year onwards, we are hitting 250 each, or more than 250 actually. So yeah, my session would be, look at this scorecard right away, even if you are very far from citizenship, and add those points, put those documents in place within the folder. I created a folder called citizenship, and I keep dropping the files, whatever I have under each of these sections. I had few further sections too, but then I understood, okay, what am I missing? And then I downloaded the old files from the logins and stuff and went to my emails. So it does take time, but it will help you big time when you are applying for citizenship. And I think the scorecard will be there for next 2 to 3 years, or maybe 4. Maybe they may make it a little flexible, given that the old process, it was easier. You need to show 3 address proofs for 6 months for each of those years, which was easy to do. Your bank statement, I know, your utility bills to telephone bills to everything used to be on home, right? It was easy, but now they made it a bit difficult. I mean, I gave you a few examples there, but yeah, all the best. Do do watch this video, share this video with people, subscribe to my channel, look at the scorecard, get your documents sorted. I hope you get sorted by end of today or tomorrow. And if you have any questions, you can put it in the comments. Write to me at allaboutireland247@gmail.com. If you're looking for tax filing services, definitely write to me, and yeah, get your tax returns. Thank you.